All right, welcome back everyone to episode 9, almost at 10 of the Bodybuilding 365 podcast. Once again, I have Andre on. I think the last time you were on was episode 2 or 3.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
think it
been,
was one of those. Yeah.
been quite a while. But today we're going to talk about a little topic I actually discussed in one of my school assignments 2 days ago. That's body/muscle dysmorphia. We're going to dive into that and how we've kind of been a little impacted by it and how we kind of see it as the whole social media, how that impacts like social settings and stuff like that. And then, per usual, dive into some questions at the end. But I know we talked about it before a little bit, but what are you up to? How's training? How's everything in the diet?
Training's good, man. Like, been eating a lot. Trying to get as big as I can before I start prep, probably around June, July. So
Mm,
currently sitting fasted like around 260, I think.
damn,
So yeah,
damn, that's big.
it's just 260. I feel light. Like usually, like people are asking, like, do you feel heavy? Do you feel like it's hard to breathe sometimes and stuff? Like
Mm,
I'm at a comfortable 260 right now.
yeah,
Like everything feels normal. Uh, Trying
yeah,
to see where I can take my body right now.
yeah. You don't like you look 260, but like you don't have a like a sloppy. Like it
Yeah,
looks like you're holding on to it well. Like it's not like a 260, but like 10 pounds is body like water weight and like just fat.
yeah. Like I've talked to my coach, and this is like I guess the biggest I've been, but staying as lean as possible at the same time. Because I was
Yeah.
260 in November, but you saw more mass. And
Mm.
at that 260 back in November, I felt I was tired. Like I'll be doing dishes, and I'll be like, I'm tired, man. Gotta sit down. But now I just feel better, so I'm more leaned out.
Yeah. And what are your calories at per day? Do you know that?
I'm not sure. It's probably like around 4 to 5, I'll say. It's
Yeah.
like 300 grams almost of carbs every meal except for the first and the last one.
Mm.
6 ounces of protein with every meal except for 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Some fats, 10 to 15, and that's about it really. Some vegetables, and
So you're more of
pretty solid meals.
so like your coach likes the more high carbs than like
Yeah.
higher fat than yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like I had my old coach was more on the steady carbs and more protein, so I'll be eating 8 to 10 ounces of chicken every meal.
Mm-hmm.
This one's more like 6 ounces of all proteins, and the carbs is what we're moving up in fats.
You got it, yeah.
All right, no problem.
So you said you're gonna start prep around June. Do you have a show in mind or just getting ready and then gonna choose it when you're there?
I have a show in mind. I'm keeping on the low because I don't want to talk about it as much.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always been like, after my first show, I like to keep my shows on the low and then compete, and then it happens.
Yeah.
Take it from there. Like people are gonna see my progress on social media. Like I'll post like a progress pic or the way I'm training.
Yeah.
Probably people will notice like, okay, he's going down. I can see he's getting skinnier, a little more leaned out, or he's starting to train with
Yeah.
less on than normal.
Yeah, and they'll start figuring out like, he looks kind of like 3 weeks out. Maybe he's doing this show, that show.
Basically.
That's gonna come. That's how Alex is too. I was before he decided to go, like into like a kind of a rest recovery phase. He was like same thing. He's like, I'm gonna keep it down low. I don't want to tell anybody yet, which makes sense, like you said. But so I know Abnormal, your company's it didn't drop the new set, right? Or did it drop yet?
It drops on my birthday on the 31st. I picked that day specifically. So came out with two new designs. Basically, it came from like the Run DMC type style, and then something else. So I'll show you the product. Like I got the Train Normal crossed out with Abnormal written across it.
I like that one.
You got the Run DMC style Train Abnormal. You got hoodies, and then these are big. Like these are all 3XL. So, and then the Train slash.
Damn, yeah, I like that Run DMC one.
Yeah, right. I like it too. I like that one, but a lot of people really like this one too, the crossed out. So
that's good, man. So going on to the topic, I know. So if nobody's aware, muscle / body dysmorphia, it's a mental disorder that basically you're really aware of your quote unquote flaws that you think you have, even if you don't, and you kind of just get obsessed with it, and everything you do kind of just revolves around that flaw that you see in the mirror, and it just basically like a whole lifestyle change. And like say if someone thinks they have, I don't know, like let's go to muscle. Say if someone thinks they have like crazy small legs, even though they're like say it's you don't have small legs, not at all, but every time you pose in the mirror, you're like, wow, my legs are so much smaller than my upper body, this and that. So you go wear pants everywhere you go.
Mm.
When just obviously I've seen you in person, you don't have small legs.
Yeah.
And that everybody has like is known, like they know you don't have small legs, but just in your head, that mirror back to back, you think it's small legs, so you have to just your whole life, I can't wear shorts here. I'm not gonna go to the beach because I have to wear shorts if I go to the beach, and just everything revolves. Your lifestyle changes. You can't you like choices. Um, and like I think the one difference, as we mentioned before I started recording, um, that everybody who lifts, especially everybody who competes or wants to compete, has some sort of that dysmorphia just because they want to see they're obsessed with their body, but for a different reason.
Mm.
So like say you made the switch from that old coach to this one and you change your diet up, like you said. Now you're gonna check your body every day because you want to see, all right, am I bloated from this diet? Am I less bloated from this diet? He's not using as many fats, less protein. Is my body gaining more muscle quicker? This and that. Like, or you're not doing it because you feel insecure about it. You're doing it for
Yeah.
super change. So it's like
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I feel like some people, like in whether you compete or not, have like a healthy version of dysmorphia because it's more of like I look at myself right now and people are like, yeah, you're freaking huge, you're good. Because I'm transitioning from classic to open.
Yeah.
So when I see pictures of other people in open and I look at myself, I'm like, shit, yo, I'm small. I need to get bigger. I need to put more mass on. But at the same time, it's like people are telling me like, no, like you're fine. And but in my head, I'm like, no, I'm not. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I can't compare myself to freaking Big Ramy and be like, oh, I need to get like this. I'm still an amateur. I'm still need to qualify and become a pro and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But even if you look at if I'll be on social and I'll be like, who just competed in open, and I'm like, these guys are huge. Like I
Yeah.
still got work to do, but I'm not gonna drive myself crazy. I'm like, all right, we have a plan, we have something, we're gonna stick to it, stick to the diet, stick to the training, and my time will come basically.
Yeah.
So
The one thing I like that you pointed out, like the whole comparison to Big Ramy, it's all about like perspective. Like you said, you have you done a show yet or not yet?
I did a show like 2 years ago in Classic for
Yeah.
that was my first show, and I was OD small there. Like it was
Yeah.
crazy.
So exactly, it's like you've done one show. You like you said, haven't turned pro yet. Like it's crazy how some people will legitimately compare themselves to Big Ramy and say like, wow, like I have no chance. I have no chance. This and that. He's huge, but like, why
You're
would
not
you
gonna
compare
go up against
yourself?
Big Ramy at a regional show or
Yeah.
even that. Like, come on.
Exactly. It's perspective, and you have to put yourself in the lineup that you're gonna be against. Like
Yeah.
that's the one thing that goes with the social media. Like I'm not gonna compare myself to a Steve Cook who's been with Gymshark, who's been a
Yeah.
model, who's been Men's Physique. There, it makes no sense.
And I think that plays a huge role in it. Like nowadays, it's that social media aspect. Like people are just always on it and be like, look, they look at the top people. Like you'd want to do classic, right? And let's
Mm,
say you're gonna compare yourself to Chris Bumstead the whole time,
yeah,
and then you'll never do a show because you're not gonna get to that Chris Bumstead level right now. Not in a
yeah,
year or two. It's gonna take time. And
exactly.
it's crazy, like how like when I'm getting ready for show, like I try to stay off social media, like not
Mm,
my page, like I'm gonna keep posting and stuff, but trying to look for other competitors and who's doing my show. Like I don't care who's gonna do my show. Like if you show up and do the show, we're gonna compete. That's it.
yeah,
I'm not gonna be there like, this guy's doing it. Fuck. I
yeah,
don't compete.
yeah,
Or I'm not gonna do that show because this guy's doing it. Like, no, man, come on. put in the work, put your best effort out there and do it. That's it.
Yeah, and with the social media, it's like the people who like really suffer from this, unfortunately, feel like men always feel like they have to be photo shoot, beach ready, the abs, the whole everything, and women have to have like flat stomach, post like bikini photos every 2 days.
That's
It's like
it reminds me of like I'm not like let's say the Gymshark people.
yeah.
I know you got Gymshark on, but you're not right. But I'm playing like I see people at the gym and they lift and they're always aesthetic, like always shredded or a little bit
Yeah.
of body fat, a little bit more, but they never want to do that bulk. You can't or want to get that fat. Like I don't care if I get a little bit fat in the offseason, lose 6 packs, lose striations. Like in the end, I'm building muscle to get ready for the future. Like you can't be shredded 24/7 unless you're that kid. What's it, the Asian kid from LA that has like 4% body fat?
Oh,
Tristan.
the young kid, Tristan.
Yeah, like that kid's ridiculous. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah. I think he's on like, I don't know if he still is, but he was on like keto for a while, which is obviously like no carbs.
So one
But
thing is like now he's becoming more of a carnivore and stuff like that. Like, what?
yeah,
I don't get it. But.
yeah, but like like you said, if you're only like want to be like a influencer, fitness guy or girl on Instagram, like if you gained a lot of muscle when you were younger, like I don't know, 18, and you can just stay shredded, and that just attracts TikTok, Instagram. I mean, you're gonna make money that way, but
yeah, do your thing. But
yeah,
I don't know, like if you want to be a bodybuilder or compete at any division, there's gonna be a point where you're not gonna be striated. There's gonna be a point where you're gonna just put on mass and just eat a lot and be uncomfortable eating. Like people like that's the thing. Like people think it's like, oh, it's fun to be bulking. You're bulking, bro. Like that doesn't mean I'm eating pizza every day or burgers every day. Like I wish.
Not fun. Yeah,
I've been eating the same thing for 12 weeks. Like sweet potatoes, chicken, rice, ground beef. The same thing. And now now after like 10 weeks, now I'm starting to get cheats. Like stuff like that.
Yeah. It's not. It's fun at like first probably. I'm assuming I've been bulking, but I've never been on like a coach directed bulk.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming you're enjoying the food at first, but then like you said, it gets like boring after a while.
Like it's like okay, like oh, I'm eating more food. It's really exciting.
Yeah.
Week 5 is like sweet potato again. Week 6 is like damn, I gotta change this shit up. And you get to experiment. Like I'll experiment like from air frying sweet potato and then going back to smashed potatoes, but it's still shit. But like I was watching Hunter Labrada yesterday, and one of the questions was like, how does he get it down if he's like to an uncomfortable bulk? And he's like, bro, just blend up your steak and eat it, drink it.
I was gonna say, wasn't that him?
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. Like at night, if I'm really full after 5 meals, my 6th meal, I'll blend it up, but it's oatmeal. It's just oatmeal protein. Like I can chug that. But if it was like rice and steak, I'm not blending that shit up, man. I can't do that.
I remember seeing Steve. I saw like Hunter do it too, and then Steve Lorius. He was blending like salmon and rice, and I was like,
that's disgusting.
I'll consider chicken and rice, but salmon, I don't know. Fish wise, I can't do that.
But I have to try it, but
yeah, I feel like you have to. I would get like a perfectly new blender to make sure everything is just perfectly
now,
like
do you think the dysmorphia has to do with some type of, I want to say not loneliness, but being isolated? Like I feel like I don't get to that. Like, well, I'm not gonna get to that point, but a lot of it has to do with either really close friends like Prime. Like for example, Prime would tell me like, okay, you look good, or you're not looking that big, but you got to work on this. Or my coach will be able to direct me.
Yeah.
But like these people, like they'll just be like, I'm small. You know what? I got eat more, inject more, do whatever more, and just take it to a whole different level of unhealthiness.
I think the choices that are because of the dysmorphia will lead to more dysmorphia. Yeah. Like if you like actually in my I had to give a TED talk. That's why I keep referring back to this whole dysmorphia assignment. I gave an example, like if my friends invite me to go bowling at 9 p.m., but my last meal's at 9:30, and I have to get my 8 hours of sleep to train in the morning. Well, I might just be like, you know what, I'm not gonna go. I have to go eat my meal and get my sleep so I can be good for the gym the next day. If I do that 2 3 times a week, it's gonna be chronically adding up, and then they might not ask me to hang out anymore. So I just lost that group of friends.
Well, I feel like I was watching a video prior to the podcast, and it was like some of the signs of it would be like isolation and wanting to go to the gym and following a strict diet. I'm like, that sounds like bodybuilding. It
I was gonna
doesn't
say
sound like
just
that's what we do during prep. Like off season, yeah, we have more leniency, but we still follow a strict diet. We want to go to the gym. Like I love to train. Like I want to go to the gym,
mhm.
and then like if I have to like avoid going to a party during prep, I'm like, well, I have a show in 6 weeks. I'd rather not go. And the
Yeah,
people around me understand that. But like let's say
yeah,
that situation comes up where like I'm in the off season, they're like, oh, you want to come to play go bowl? I'm like, all right, I'll take my meal with me. I'll heat it
yeah.
up a little bit just in case the bowling alley doesn't have a microwave.
Mhm.
Take it with me. By the time I get there, I'll eat it in the parking lot inside and just have a good time. And all I
Yeah.
do is drink Diet Coke the whole time I'm there. I'm like, get me a large Diet Coke.
I think that's like the small choice that if you're so invested into that disorder that doesn't even like ring a bell. Like it's I do the same now, and I'm like I'll bring my meal to the library or someone's house, and they're like, really? I'm like, yeah,
Yeah, basically.
this is the path I
Yeah,
didn't have to choose, but I chose. That's what I
yeah.
want to do.
It's funny. Like I go to work, I take a. I was telling a friend the other day because they made like a meme of some bodybuilder taking a refrigerator, and I'm like, well, that's me going to work. Like I take 7 water bottles, 3 Diet Cokes, a sugar-free ketchup, a scale, my
Yeah.
supplements, peanut. I take so much shit to work. They think I'm feeding my staff, and I'm like, nah, bro. This is what I have to eat before I leave the building.
It's funny you said that. I told my parents because I have to go to grad school when I graduate this year. I told them to get me for my birthday like one of those like the whole like the suitcase ones that look like that, just to put like 6 meals in.
Yeah,
It's like I think I would be at school
that's what I do. Like they, like,
like from 8 to 4 or something, and I'm gonna be that kid eating in the back of the class and like it's
yeah,
whatever.
like even when I went to grad school, that it was I'll have my backpack and I'll have a big ass lunchbox next to me.
Mm.
And that's it. Like
It's
only thing with the 6 pack, they come with those shelves. Take the shelves out. That shit don't work.
yeah.
Because it depends. Like your containers are bigger than the holes that they put.
Oh, okay.
I just take the shelves out and you can like unlock it, and then it's like you have more space to play with.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, it's yeah. Going back to what'd you say like oh like going back like if there's a party during prep and having those friends that if they do understand then they're gonna stay your friends because it's like you chose 12 weeks out, all right, I'm gonna
Yeah,
do this show end of June, and they're gonna know at some point that you did that, so that they're gonna be like, well, it wouldn't make sense for him to come and drink and eat whatever.
I've been lucky. Like a lot like my friends really understand when it comes down to like prep. I don't fuck around.
Mm,
So they'll be like, okay, do you guys let's do a cruise in September or something. And I'll be like, well, you guys can go do a cruise.
yeah,
There's no way I can prep and be on a
yeah,
cruise for a show in October. But they'll be willing to be like, all right, we'll wait until after the show. Even though I don't want them to do that, I'll be like, yo, just go on the cruise. Like I don't care.
yeah, yeah,
They'll be willing to wait until I'm off or start my off season and stuff like that.
yeah. I feel like that's a very obvious like indicator of how much your friends really care about you, because I've barely even begun on like the whole bodybuilding life, and I've already lost a few friends, handful of friends, because they're like, that's stupid. There's gonna be food here. Like, why would you bring your own or not go? I'm
I'm
like,
not eating shit. Like,
it does. Yeah, it's not that hard. It's not, like even from the beginning, I was like, when I said I wanted to do this, I was like, just I'm not gonna eat that.
gone to restaurants. Like
Yeah,
I've taken my siblings to go eat. Like let's say we went after the movies to Fridays, and I tell the waiter, I'm like, look, all these kids are gonna eat. Like I'm gonna pay for all this. just heat up my meal, and she'll be
Yeah.
willing to heat up my meal, and I'll be like, all right, and you're gonna get a good tip. That's it.
Yeah.
And she's like,
It's
bet.
it's yeah, it's just so it's funny how in like our eyes.
Are you still there? All right.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. Um, it's funny how like in our eyes it seems like so easy. Like, all right, just I'm not gonna go. I'll bring the food, and like nothing else changes. We're still gonna go back
Yeah.
to the bowling example. We're still gonna bowl. I'm just gonna eat my chicken and rice 30 minutes in. But they get like so like mind bended. They're like, I don't get that. Like, why would you do that? I'm like, just it's the life I chose. It's not that hard.
What I want to do is like, if I want to half-ass it, I wouldn't be taking that serious as I am. Like,
Yeah, exactly. And you'll know when you go to the competition stage who half-assed it,
mm,
because you'll see the whole difference. Like I know when you go on stage, you're going to be like you said, you don't mess around with prep. You're going to see that those 2 years hiatus of like the growth you had. So um so do you think that, see how I can word this, did you think that you had any like body dysmorphia before you started bodybuilding?
mm. Before I started it,
Yeah.
I was a fat kid growing up, so it's more like that. Like I wanted to be fit,
Mm-hmm.
um, not like muscle wise, but it's like I'll be the kid that'll be doing sit ups and shit and just trying to get in shape or lose the body fat because I just wanted to be big or like muscular of some type or
Yeah.
be like a Gymshark kid with six pack.
Yeah.
But
Do you, were you like, was that just a personal thing, or were you actually like made fun of as a kid because of that, and that made you
I don't
want to
think
do
I was
that?
made fun of. Like I wasn't bullied growing up like that.
Mm,
But it was just me personally. I didn't want to be the fat kid.
mm,
So, but as soon as I started playing basketball and stuff, and the fat just started flying off, and then I got really skinny, and then I'm like now I'm a little bit tall and skinny, and I'm like muscle. High school is more about putting mass and starting to. I wasn't on a strict diet in high school because it was like my metabolism and everything, and it was just like, come kid,
mm,
just eat whatever you want. Plus,
yeah.
I was eating rice and beans and steak. I wasn't eating burgers. I was eating like Spanish food the whole
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah. It's the best. It's
Eating
the,
that and just natural juices and just a lot of water, and I guess it helped me start getting into it. And then once I started lifting, then everything just came into play. And then saw a coach, and then that's about it. That's how the bodybuilding career started.
yeah. I say that because I know some of the ways it actually starts is because of like teasing or bullying, whatever you want to
Yeah,
call it, in like younger, and then they get obsessed with that whole part, whatever they, whether it's weight or something with their actual attributes that they get obsessed with. Um, but one of the things I want to point on before we move on is in like the whole like self-reflection part of the assignment I said, most of the times that the person is suffering from body or muscle dysmorphia, nobody either knows that that flaw is there or even cares that you have that flaw until you mention it. So it's like sometimes, obviously.
well, like I feel like people either they're not educated on it, so like they're probably just think like, oh, this guy just really likes to lift, and that's about it. Like
Yeah.
they'll see it
Like,
as that he's just a dedicated guy who wants to get big, and that's all he wants to do. They
yeah.
won't see it as oh, he has psychological issues,
Yeah.
and the
And
person himself, he just sees himself as somebody skinny and wants to get bigger.
mhm,
So he doesn't have that somebody tell him like, look, relax, let's talk it out. You look good, you're getting big. You can just guide them or find them help in any way.
yeah, I think that that whole like kind of like talk therapy that it ends up being is just like the easiest way. Like there, it doesn't have to be like a whole like scheme of like step by step treatment, if you can call it. Just
Yeah,
like even if say I was suffering it by like a lot, if I just talk to you or Prime and just getting those toxic ideas out of my head, it's I think over time it would just be eliminated, just
yeah.
because once you realize that it doesn't like it's not as bad, or it doesn't like, what am I trying to say here?
It doesn't need to go to the extent of that crazy.
it's not that important. Yeah, it doesn't need to get to that extent. It's something that's like just a part of your life, and if it's muscle dysmorphia, just work on it at the gym, just like any other thing. So,
Yeah, basically.
let's see. I'm gonna dive into some questions here that I once again stole from Fuad.
Bro, I've been watching so much of it. It's hilarious. Like on lunch breaks, on
Yeah,
whatever. I just put it on, and or I'll be working, and I just have the audio on, and I'm just like,
yeah.
they're just fucking retarded all the time.
During the morning, I just started. I actually was watching it before this. I think
Yeah,
they did another bro chat. Yeah.
I swear to God, is it the relationship ones or what's
Man, it's the things they say. It's like, oh, so funny. Let's see. What is the best way to do intensifiers if you work out by yourself and don't have anyone to do forced reps?
like push yourself to do the hard reps and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think stuff like supersets, rest pause, like leaving some reps in reserve, but still make it hard. Um, and I guess exercise selection too, right?
Yeah, like well, with workouts and stuff, like I go. Well, I'm completely different. Like I still need to do that the workout log. Like I
Mm,
can't go to the gym and not know what the hell I'm gonna do or what weight I'm gonna do.
yeah,
I feel like you can go one day and you're like, oh, I'm gonna do 90, 100, 110, 120 on incline or whatever
mm,
dumbbells, and then the next day you go and you got to do the same thing. You're like, you know what, I'm gonna do 80s and 70s and do it
yeah,
this. But I feel like keeping the log and it tells me what I need to hit. So it's all based on percentages. So I increase or decrease the PR, and then it'll tell me, all right, today you got to hit 160 for 10 as your top set, and
yeah.
then I'm fuck it, I got to hit it.
Yeah, after we spoke about that, I think on your story, I made that whole spreadsheet
Yeah,
um thing. Yeah, so I gotta. I think this is the first full week of me doing it, so I gotta see, but I got a little past injury flaring up, so I gotta probably take a few days off or something. But
one of my boys,
say again.
yeah, I was just saying like I was just saying that one of my boys who tried it out
Mm,
he was training with me, so I had it doing the percentages as well.
mm,
And he said like, yo, my strength is there, it stays there. Being able to warm up and work to my top set and doing everything like mathematically was actually helping in a certain way.
yeah,
So
it's definitely. I've never done it that way, but it feels like just like the best way to, like you said, hit a PR. Not like one rep, obviously, but
yeah,
keep going up progressively.
like,
Yeah.
the last couple of weeks I went from 315 for 10, 320, 340. Like my numbers for rep wise are going
Mm.
up. Like my goal is to be able to hit what is it, 495 for 10. Like I know
Um,
I think the toppest thing that I've done last was 420 for
mm,
10. So
damn,
now my goal is 495 for 10. Just keep hitting that.
damn. Is that for squat?
Yeah, for
Yeah,
squat.
yeah. I since I think the last time we trained, I went up like I did 305 for 10 last week, which I was surprised by, but still not still not there yet. But like you said, progression. Let's see. Will a lot of food mess with your waistline?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah, you too.
I think with the whole bloating aspect, yeah, definitely. Um,
I think what I was in taking digestive enzymes and everything was just my stomach was bloated. That's for no reason. Like for 2 weeks,
mm,
I'll eat and I'll just feel full, and it was just bloatness. But
yeah,
we changed some shit around. Started eating more. Like I'll take digestive enzymes with certain meals, and I ended up easing the bloatness and everything else.
yeah, yeah. There's very few, well, as much as I know that bloat me, but like the weird, like if I have an apple, I feel bloated, but if I have like chicken, rice, and vegetables, like a huge meal, I'm fine. It's
That's
like,
what can cause me to get bloated. Fruits to me is like it's just fruits. It goes by, goes down easy.
yeah,
But I haven't found something that really like messes me up to that point. I can't figure it out what it was. Maybe it was a cheat went wrong or something like that, or too much. Probably overdid it.
It's funny how like I used to, like when I was eating like whatever I wanted younger, I was like, oh, I just gotta stuff my face until like it hurts, just because it just tastes good.
Yeah.
And now we're like, I'm sure you're the same now. I'm like, no, I'm good with the burger and fries. I'm good.
Yeah, like I'll eat, and my coach would be like, "All right, I want you to have 2 burgers, fries, and a dessert." All right, 2 burgers go down from Five Guys, but the double patty and everything goes down. Then I look at the fries. I'm like, they overdo the fries. So I'm like, I'm gonna just have this 1 cup.
The grease, yeah.
I am not eating the bag.
Yeah, I haven't had Five Guys. I don't even think I've ever had a Five Guys burger before.
No.
Honestly, I had fries, and like for some reason I just had fries, but maybe I'll have to do that. I've never had Shake Shack.
Yeah, bro, you're missing out.
Yeah. I've always heard it's so. I have like a gift card in my wallet, but I've never been there.
Shake Shack, Five Guys, 31 burgers, man.
I want to go there.
Yeah, go crazy, bro.
I've had smash burgers. Like that's like usually my go-to. Yeah, they're pretty good.
All right, I have to try that now.
Let's see. What are your biggest pet peeves in the industry? So I guess they mean inside and out of the gym.
I'm actually gonna copy James, where he said, like Hollis Chef. Biggest pet peeve is that he hates the rats in the industry. Basically, how just because you go to the gym doesn't mean you know what it feels like to be a bodybuilder. Doesn't mean you're basically us. And he hates how people try to compare like the fitness industry and all this other stuff. And it's not bodybuilding. Like you don't diet the way we do. You don't train the way you do. And they want to come and make the comments and be like, oh, and all this bullshit. Like everyone's seen the guy do the 495 on the incline and Harris Peck. I had people reaching out like, oh, this is why you shouldn't train heavy, or this is why you shouldn't be doing bodybuilding. I'm not gonna do this sport anymore. I'm gonna be more of aesthetic looking instead. I'm like I wanted to go at them so bad. I just left it on red. I'm like, I'm not reading this. I'm not gonna reply to it. And then Ian Valerie made a comment about it, and I'm like, I agree with him 100%. It's like all these injuries happen in every sport. It doesn't matter what sport you do. Something's gonna happen. You can walk down the stairs, fall down, tear a quad. What are you gonna do? You're not gonna walk down the stairs anymore.
Yeah.
Fucking like the way I see it is, it's not that you need to go heavy, but your body gets adjusted to a certain weight. Like if I do 225 right now for 10, my muscles are not gonna grow because that's right at this point my body's like
used to it. Yeah.
My max right now I can do probably 315, 335 for 10, and I'm gonna feel the muscle getting pumped and I feel it growing. And for people to be like, oh, you can't go heavy, or going heavy isn't the way to build muscle, I'm like, yeah, you can add drop sets, supersets, all this shit, but I still train heavy because that's what works for me. And you want to say you don't want to do bodybuilding because of this one injury, well, maybe you weren't meant to be a bodybuilder. Maybe this sport isn't for you, and you need a fucking excuse.
Like, that's the one getaway right there.
Don't say this. Like basketball, guy breaks his leg taking a three. Kevin Ware took a three, broke his leg. What the hell are you gonna do? Basketball isn't for me because I can break my leg. Like no, it fucking happens.
It's the same thing with baseball. Like Tommy John happens every single year. It's like nobody's stopping because Tommy John. I don't want to get that. It's like it's one of those things where it's like I don't get where their head's at in that conversation.
Like people say it's the weight. I'm like, well, maybe he went a little bit too much for him to handle. But a lot of shit could have happened. Not stretching enough.
I was gonna say
not warming up, not doing proper things. It's just a sad accident that happened to this guy, and it just happened to be that it was with Larry Wheels, who has 1 million followers, went viral, and that's it.
Yep. And they only saw those 10 seconds. Like you said, we don't know what happened an hour before. Like, there's a million things that could have happened that could have forced that.
Yeah. I'm really glad Ian made the comment that he did, and that's about it.
Do you remember what he said? I didn't see it.
He posted on his story. He made like a big paragraph, and I reposted it on mine. And it's basically
Oh.
saying like,
Mhm.
it's basically saying the same thing. Like if it happens in every sport,
Yeah, yeah.
quad tears, any type of tears happen in every single sport. It's part of life, and it just happened to be on Larry's page, and that's about it. And
Yeah.
that you can walk down the stairs and you can fall down, tear a quad. What does that mean? Are you gonna be scared of fucking walking down the stairs now?
Yeah, right?
Like I don't get it. Like it's part of life. Get over it and continue to lift the way you do.
Yeah.
Like
And
the
there's
next day, I saw it. Okay, went to the gym the next day, put 170s and did incline dumbbell press. Like
yeah.
it's gonna if I tear myself, it's gonna happen. But I warmed up. I did my stretching, prepared myself, and did what I had to do.
Yeah. And now it's all like the whole, like I see on TikTok now, it's like everybody's joking about like, oh, I'm only gonna flat bench, and they put an incline bench and they put like scary music in the background. It's like it's just adding fuel to the fire.
It's probably a bunch of people who don't fucking lift.
Yep, that's who it was. Yeah. I'm trying to think my biggest pet peeve in the industry. Well, the one that came to mind, but I don't know if it's kind of industry, is like I just hate when people stand in front of the dumbbell racks. But I think we spoke about this before. I hate that. Even like especially at like smaller gyms like the one I'm at, there's only one set of dumbbells for each weight.
Mm-hmm.
And then like you're blocking 4 or 5 dumbbells with you standing there.
I'm
I'm
not
like,
gonna lie, like if the gym's like empty, which
oh
is
yeah,
like when I go on Sundays and I have to do shoulders, like I'll grab like the 40s and right there, start doing the lateral raises.
yeah,
If I see there's traffic going on, I'll back up and leave like at least a pathway for people to walk around.
yeah. Like there's a little more leniency because Signature has like 5 sets of every dumbbell. But
Yeah.
like you said, like if you're doing that on a Tuesday at 5 p.m., you're just being an asshole. It's like, and they then if you ask like to, oh, excuse me, let me get this, they give you the attitude, and I'm like,
Just stare them. I just stare them down. I'll be like,
that's what my dad and I do.
I'm trying to get that weight that's in front of you.
That's what my dad and I do. We just look at them and we just like stare in the mirror.
Like, you done?
Yeah, it's like, oh, that,
I'll be
and
like,
yeah, and yeah, they're never doing good form anyway. Yeah, and the guys who have like 4 sets of dumbbells around their rack, around their bench, not rack.
yeah. Like I've seen people. Like I think one time I was doing a heavy incline, but my bench was on the other side, so I had to roll the weight down.
Yeah.
And this guy in the middle just had like 25, 30, 35s, but it wasn't like really nice and set. It was just throwing everywhere. And I'm like, can you please move it so I can roll this down? He moved it, but then he keeps throwing it down. At that point, I was like, he's not even moving it. So I just left my weight. And then I'll be like, I'll be back when you move it. So,
that reminded me of another one. There's these 2 guys at the gym right now, not Signature, where they're doing shoulder press and then they throw the weight down, but they're doing 40 pounds.
yeah.
I'm like, I know you do it sometimes and sometimes you don't, and you're sometimes doing 100+ pounds. And I'm like, I only do it if I like something like wrong happens.
Yeah.
It's like,
I try not to throw the dumbbells as much as possible. But like if you see the 170 video, I throw it, but it's because I do not have strength anymore to try to stabilize it, bring it down to my knees, drop it down. Like I just said, fuck it. That's about it.
And I like the guys who, instead of throwing it, like you and Brandon do it, like you throw it straight down so it just bounces up, it stays in place. The guys who throw it like forward, and goes especially when it's lighter, it just bounces, hit people.
My biggest, it's not a fear, but like if they throw in that shit lands on my foot or hits me by accident, I'm gonna be tight. I'm gonna be like, yo, what the fuck did you just do?
Yeah, like it's gonna, it's common sense. It's gonna bounce, especially with those padded floors.
Around you, just be cautious that there's people there, and just try to bring it down in a safe way where you're not gonna injure somebody else.
It's gonna be aware of your surroundings. If you were granted one wish to change anything about your physique, what would it be? For example, smaller obliques, bigger calves.
I want to do a vacuum. That's for damn sure. Have abs. That's the biggest thing for me, man. I can't. the vacuum I can't do, and my abs take the longest to get in. But I think either that or because I think I have good amount of legs and I can develop my legs,
Mhm.
and my back is I feel like it's solid. So it has to be probably just my core or my chest. That's about it.
Yeah, mine's either my chest or just like I want to like I don't have a big waist, but I want a smaller waist just to make it even
Yeah, like that.
that illusion. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Like this is gonna be the real test when I like start cutting to see if it starts tapering down. Because that's like my worst nightmare. Like all this food I've been eating, like it blew my waist out, and like I haven't been eating a crazy amount, but like I've eating like 4,500 a
Yeah.
day, and like so sometimes like at night I'm just thinking about like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? Like if it just blew my waist out.
I think like the comment that probably Fuad would make is like if your waist is that big, just you're gonna have to probably go to open.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Like you'll see people with the physique, but their waist is just too wide. They'll be like, "Well, you got to go open. You can't do classic like
it's
that."
funny in their rate your physique kind of little like sideshow thing. They I feel like every time they have somebody in
I
their
saw
new
your name
tab,
on it too.
yeah, you
I, was
saw it.
like, I saw you put your yeah. Like, I hope they picked him.
The first time I didn't do it, and I was like, nah, like whatever. But second time I was like, who knows, maybe. Um, but I feel like the first thing they look at is the waist because that's like right away. All right, it's classic. He has potential, or he has to go to 212 or open.
Yeah, I feel like the first thing they do is like if it's a front shot, it's like your legs, your waist.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have legs for it, okay, good. Your waist solid, and then it goes. They work from the
From
bottom
there,
up.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I feel like my chest is always just so small, and my waist. I don't know. I think I'll be fine, but I'm always thinking of the worst.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like I don't know if that shit actually works. The basso burn and putting the waist taper on.
Yeah,
Like I do it just to fucking see if it does anything.
I
But I've
want one.
never
Yeah.
just had like a small waist. Like if you see pictures of my first show, like my waist was tiny, and even now bulking up, I'll do like a progress pic. I
Mm.
still see my coach still says like, "Yo, you got a small waist."
Yeah, I think that's one of those
So I can't
illusion.
until I cut down.
It's one of those like illusion aspects where like say you don't have the best legs or upper like just upper body. If you have a smaller waist, it's gonna force that
Like
X
I
frame
saw
to come out.
like the triangles that
Yeah, 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 yeah. Exactly.
legs, small waist, open up.
I've thought about getting that like waist trainer thing just for like cardio and like you said, like just to
Yeah.
see if it works.
Like I think I asked Chris from Next Level, no, Next Level,
Mm,
like because I see people wear it throughout their workouts, but I can't do it. I can't wear it during back because I put a belt on.
me
Definitely
too.
can't do it during legs. But he says just do it on your arm days or throughout your whole workout for arms or your whole workout for like shoulders. Let's say
Yeah.
workouts where you don't need your belt, put it on and put it on for cardio. All right.
Yeah, I've seen people do it for cardio, and then I've seen or like arm day, whatever, or like just at home. Cause I know, like I try to like not flex my abs, but like not let it just hang out.
Yeah.
And some people like have a problem with that at home, or they're good at home and they have a problem with the gym. So it's I feel like you have to like self analyze and see where you need it the most, or just do it all. Let's see. Do you guys ever get bad headaches after a set of any leg exercise that's heavy, but you're going to 20 to 25 reps?
It's been a while since I've done 20 to 25.
I
I'm not
was
gonna lie.
just saying, me too.
But I don't get headaches. I do get like I see stars sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I put like six plates on each side for the hack squat, and I'm trying to just rep the hell out. I'll stop and I'll be like, I'll see like little stars, and I'll be like, yo, I need to drink some carbs. I need to drink something.
Yeah.
I like the day I trained with Prime, like I had to get like 2 bottles of Gatorade because I was feeling lightheaded. I'm like, yeah, this is getting crazy.
Yeah. I feel like when gyms first opened up and we started training legs, just like the heavy breathing and like the holds, that's when I got a headache. But I haven't really gotten it since. It's more like the lightheaded or like you take a few steps and then you're like, oh, it hits, and you gotta like grab onto something. But so what I saw, I just started taking intro. I know you do too. Um, what do you think? Like, what do you think you recommend for like gram wise? Because I think the one I have is
So
23
so what do you mean, like 23 grams that you
of
take?
carbs. Yeah, yeah.
Well, right now I'm taking 75 grams. So I take
75. Yeah.
so it all depends. Like I started off with 50, went up to 75 grams, but it's and I really enjoyed on leg day. Like I filled up the whole gallon with it. Fuck that. Like, but I was gonna make a video of this today, but I thought the podcast was at 12. So I was like, fuck,
Mm.
I don't got time for this. So I have everything ready to go to the gym right now. And like my intro is really consists of 10 grams of creatine, 10 grams of 10 to 15 grams of EAs,
Mm.
and then 75 grams of intra
Carbs.
super carbs. That's about it.
Yeah, I tried just to see like if I felt any difference, and I usually don't even drink that much water during a workout, so this kind of forced me to.
I feel like it plays a major role. Like I feel it on leg days. Like any other day that's not back or legs, it's like I'm just drinking something to just stay hydrated.
Mm.
But on those days where you need that extra little energy or that little something, it's
Yeah,
like,
towards the end.
all right, start drinking. Start
Yeah,
drinking. You need that extra push, extra energy.
yeah, just definitely to like once you start getting tired, I feel like it kicks in or is about to kick in. All right, we'll do one more because we're approaching 50 minutes right now. Um, from any time, who do you think has the most classic look?
I was about to say classic. I was going to say Chris. Chris looks crazy. Absolutely, Chris.
I'm trying to think because I asked Prime this question like maybe a month, 6 weeks ago. I'm trying to see if I can pick a different
Of
one.
all time, like classic is fairly new if you're trying to, and just in general, like who looks aesthetically pleasing in bodybuilding and all this stuff. It's like that I'm trying to compare Bumstead to anybody that I.
Yeah, like it's hard to compare Chris Bumstead to like a Lee Labrada or like a Bob Paris. It's like so
Like
the
I think
one.
Chris has
Yeah.
been dominating the whole sport, the whole thing, and
Oh
it's like
yeah.
when I see classic, that's something that I want to achieve.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, when I actually brought this up when I asked him, I was saying that when I think of, for some reason, I thought of like the Gold's Gym emblem right away of that the guy there weightlifting, and I just think of Sean Ray right away as that like that, but he's not really classic. I just think of like I don't know why that's right to that,
Yeah.
but Chris is definitely. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
like a
that I really like on stage would be Flex Wheeler. Like he was always,
yeah, that's true.
he looked amazing. Um,
I feel like it's so hard because some guys think like, oh no, Flex Wheeler was too big to be a classic, like that classic flow. Like I like the Lee Labrada with the
Whoa,
posing.
he looked really good.
Yeah, I know.
I got it.
It's like it's it's like the guys like was that 80s, I guess, Lee Labrada,
Yeah.
70s, 80s. They had like the posing routine, the flow and everything, but less muscle. And then guys like Flex Wheeler and that whole era had like way more muscle, obviously, but not as much like a routine. So it's like
Even was this guy, the one with the Lee with the massive legs, small white guy. I keep forgetting.
Lee Priest.
Lee Priest.
Like
He's squats and everything. Like that's his thing.
Lee, I'm trying to think. I get maybe Lee Priest, I guess. He's not like now, right? You're saying? Not like a current.
He's an old school, yeah.
It might be Lee Priest. I'm
Tom
trying to
Platt.
think.
Tom Platt. Like.
When you said squat, I was like Tom Platz, but you said Lee, so I was like,
Yeah, I don't know
maybe.
why Lee. Lee LeBron, and I'm like, wait, yeah, but Tom Platt.
Yeah, it's funny how people only think he has good legs, but like his back was insane. Yeah,
Look good.
he had that dense, thick muscle, but yeah, it's really hard. I actually like I want to put like a poll on my Instagram, but like I don't have that many like bodybuilding related followers to be like Do like
But
a
do it and then you tag like Prime and everybody, then we can all repost it, and then
true.
everyone's followers can join both.
Yeah, I might do like I gotta do like a tournament bracket of who's gonna like be like the most classic.
Yeah.
So I gotta make that list of. But I think it's a good time to close it out. But appreciate you coming on.
Oh, man.
Looking forward to the drop. I might have to get a few clothes there.
Yeah.
So
Then we got the sale for Halloween because I'm taking all that shit out, and this comes out, and let's see how this goes.
all right, I'll put the link to your website and stuff in your Instagram in the bio. If you guys want to check it out, and then if I don't talk to you, I probably will. But happy birthday! I know it's 31st.
Thank you, man.
So actually, I'll be home the 2nd to the 5th or 4th, and somehow I got a membership as signature, so I have to hop into a little leg day with you, see if I can keep up still.
I think that Saturday I'll probably be doing legs at night, so I'll probably.
All right.
And I'm trying to do something tomorrow. I'm trying to do 315 for 26 because I turned 26. So if I don't shit my pants,
Jesus Christ.
the video isn't up on the 31st is because I failed, and today's up is because I fucking failed.
All right, well, I'm sure you'll do it, so I'll be looking for that video. I gotta repost it then. But yeah, once again, I appreciate you coming on, and I'll talk to you later, man.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks.